Hey y'all, and welcome to Monner's Market, and welcome to the Chalk With Me collab. Today's video is all about Chalk Couture's Christmas Minis collection. We are going to show you in this playlist how incredibly versatile one transfer can be. I am doing this playlist with some of my team members, and there will be lots of inspiration for you, so be sure to follow the playlist link below. Now let's get right on into DIY number one. This is my favorite out of all 5 of these DIYs. This is just one of those little wooden, I don't even know what they're meant to be, like maybe, I don't know what they're meant to be, an ornament. They come in several different shapes. You get them from the Crafter Square at the Dollar Tree, and they're these just chunky pieces of wood. And like I said, they come in different shapes. The one that I chose was this book looking, I don't know, it just reminds me of a book. So I took my truffle chalk paint, painted it on, wiped it off with a baby wipe, and look at that wood grain. Is that not gorgeous? Now, normally I would do that with my antique wax, but it wasn't handy, so I just used my truffle and it worked just as well. Then I go back in with some white chalk paint and just sort of like do a dry brush distressing over the top of it if I can get my tongue untied. Now, this is one of the 12. You get 12 minis whenever you get a sheet of minis, and they have several different minis to choose from. But like I said, today we're just working with the Christmas one. I am going to use 2 different transfers on this one particular DIY. The first one that I'm going to use is this adorable little gingerbread man. He is the cutest little thing. And side note, I made some gingerbread men for my daughter's Candyland trunk or treat, and I don't know, it was just so cool because as I was working on this, I was also on the sidelines working on those little gingerbread men, and I was just in a gingerbread mood that day. So anyway, I used a little gingerbread transfer. Now, when you use your transfers, you always want to fuzz them. Now, we do have a fuzzing cloth that comes with the kit, but honestly, I was being too lazy to get up and get mine. But you can use a terry cloth. Like if you don't want to go into the whole buying the whole kit thing, you just want a few transfers to play around with, you don't even have to invest in a fuzzing cloth. But you do need to fuzz your transfers, especially when they're new, because they'll get too sticky and then they'll just pull everything off. Now I'm using the bark paste, and it's the perfect brown for this little gingerbread man. That's all there is to it. Rub it on, peel it off, and move right along. The next one I'm going to use is the one that says Happy Holidays. I'm actually going to use this one twice in this video. So I lay it down after, I almost forgot. After I fuzz it a couple of times, then I get it ready and I lay it down. And I'm going to go in with a couple of different colors to just brighten this whole little ornament. I'm just going to call it an ornament. I don't know what they're like. It's not described on the little tag that, it comes with. So I'm going to call it an ornament. So anyway, I put that down, and then I use that little sheet right there to protect my little gingerbread man, and just in case I have any bleed through. But if you do it right, you shouldn't. So I go in with the candy apple, and I do the happy. And then once I get through with that, I'm going to go in with the pesto and do the holidays part. This green, I am so obsessed with this green for Christmas with the candy apple and the pesto. They work so beautifully together for Christmas colors. And they do have a green that's called Meadow that's a little bit darker, but I don't know. There's just something about this pesto for me that is perfect for like the old vintagey look. And you'll see when you pair it with the red candy apple, and then I'm using the truffle again on the smaller beads and wiping it down like I did a minute ago. And once I build this little sort of like a mini beaded garland to go at the top of this little thing, look at those colors together. I cannot get enough of that super cute little beaded mini garland. or mini beaded garland, however you want to look at it. Then I just had this little pick. I don't even know what it fell off of. It fell off of something that I bought at the Dollar Tree. There's no telling, but it was perfect for the top of this little ornament. And I just glued it down. And once I did that, this little piece was done super quick, super easy. We used 2 of the 12 transfers. Look at those colors. I want to know down in the comments what you think about that green and these 2 colors to get these 3 colors actually together. Sort of the brown wood tone, that candy apple, and that pesto together. I am loving it. So I'm going to be using that a lot. And if you saw my video from the other day, then you know that it's also in that video too that I use those colors. I will actually link that particular video down below if you haven't seen that. But look, it's perfect. It's beautiful. I love it. It's old. It's rustic. And I am just obsessed with these colors for this year. So now let's get into the next little DIY after I finish showing you this one. DIY number 2 is a beaded garland. Now that picture right there that's kind of showing, peeking out in the corner, that was in the video that I was just talking about. And so was this beaded garland. Now the reason I'm going to do this beaded garland again is for 2 reasons. 1, to show you how to use the Christmas minis. And 2, not everybody sees all of my videos. So if you've seen the last one, fast forward through this particular DIY. It's exactly the same as it was in the last video. But for the people who have not seen the last video, I just wanted to put this back in there. So I go in with the same truffle, paint down those brown smaller beads, and then I'm going to go in with some Waverly chalk paint in crimson and paint 6 beads. These are the 20 millimeter beads. The little brown ones are 10 millimeter beads. Gosh, my tongue is not wanting to work today. Anyway, and then once I get the crimson beads painted, then I go in with the white Waverly chalk paint, and I paint 6 of those. Now you can paint them on these skewers, which I happen to love because I get a smoother finish. And then this is the Fern by Waverly. It's the Waverly chalk paint in Fern. And I do like that green, but I really, 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 really am so in love with the pesto from Couture's chalk paste right now. So anyway, I just put it together. And again, I'm not going to slow this down because it was in the last video. But for those of you who are interested and have not seen the last video, again, it will be linked below. So that's all there was to making this cute little beaded garland and using that Warm Wishes mini out of the 12 transfers. Look at that. I love that little, and also that little black disc that you see at the bottom of this beaded garland. That is a chalk chip. And when you get your kit, if you choose to buy one, you get 12 of those. Now you can also order those by themselves. They're a good, I don't know, probably 3 inches round, pretty good size. And the hole was not in it. I used my crocodile to put the hole in it. But you could probably put a hole in it with pretty much anything. But anyway, that's how that turned out. Now let's get into DIY number 3, this cute little riser. I'm also going to be using 2 different transfers from the minis on this one. Now I take these little plaques that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I think there's like 5 or 6 of those plaques. Really, really good deal. And it's a 4x4. Then I take these little 10 millimeter beads and I just sort of lay it out to see how many I want to use to go on my little riser. And I lay it out. Once I get it laid out, I started to glue the little beads on, and then I thought, you know what, it's probably going to be a whole lot easier to paint it first. So I nixed that idea, grabbed my white Waverly chalk paint, and I went ahead and painted the beads. Now that's another way you can paint those beads. Just put them down in a cup, wet your paintbrush with your paint, and just rub all around there. It's super easy to do that, but in my opinion, it just isn't as smooth a finish as I get when I'm using those wood skewers. So now I'm going to glue them down and put the other one, sandwich it on the top. And I had already painted these little legs in the Waverly Crimson. I got those from, where did I get them? Hobby Lobby. Now, everything that's in this video will be linked below in the description box. Now, here are the two that I'm going to be using for this little riser. The first one says Peace on Earth, and it is just too stinking cute. So I'm going to be using the candy apple for the word peace and the little berries. Or no, I think I'm going to do that's actually not berries. That is leaves. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I'm using the candy apple for that. Then I go in with that pesto for the leaves. Then I'm going to go in with, oh, you know what? That's right. I took the other one, and all I wanted off here was the bells. So I'm using the pesto for the bells. I'm telling you, I'm so obsessed with this pesto color. I don't know what it is. It just reminds me of such an old Christmas. And then, okay, I knew there were some berries in there somewhere. They're on the second little one. Now I'm going to use the candy apple for the berries. Then I'm also going to use the black. Now, the black is called Black Velvet. And, oh, you know what? I lied. Those bells and the top under the piece right there, that's the shimmer gold. Yes, I am so sorry. That's the shimmer gold. And then the other green parts are the pesto. And then the little bow is the black. And it's just called Black Velvet. I am getting old, and it's hard to see. It looked green to me, and it's been a few days since I've done that. So I apologize for that. Anyway, you rip it off like a Band-Aid, and look how stinking cute this little riser turned out. So far we have used 5 of our little minis in this video. Now, I'm not trying to use all 12 of them in the video. I'm just kind of trying to keep count of what I'm using. So let me know down in the comments what you think about this little riser. It was literally maybe $1 to make, and it's just the cutest little riser. And you guys know, if you watch my channel very often, that I love risers. So now let's get into DIY number 4. This cannot be any quicker or any easier. This is the cutest, most adorable little spoon that I got from the Dollar General. It was only $1, and it says making, what does it say? Hang on. It actually says baking memories, merry and bright. I told y'all I can't see. Y'all don't believe me. Now I'm going to use this Warm Wishes, and all I'm going to do is simply just the words Warm Wishes in the white chalk paint. And just add a little bit of something to this little spoon. Then I'm going to take these teeny tiny, I couldn't even tell you what millimeter, maybe 5. I don't know. They're super little. And I'm going to paint some of them red and some of them white. And I'm just going to make just like a little charm to hang off of the edge of this little spoon, just to give it some little sort of decoration. And once I get them threaded on there, I just tie a little knot at the bottom, and that's all there is to it. Like I said, this was sort of a cheat, but yet another way to use the Christmas minis. And I just thought this spoon was just adorable for $1. I love it. Now that is upside down, but I'm going to flip it and let you see what it looks like, and you can read it. But that's the Warm Wishes. I love it. It's so cute. And then this is right side up where you can read what it says. And it just says baking memories, merry and bright. And it's super cute. It was already on there. They had a few different sayings, and the red was already painted on the spoon. Now, you can paint over that if you wanted to, but I thought it was cute. So let's get into my last and final DIY number 5 in a second. I get so far ahead of myself, y'all. I'm sorry. So for DIY number 5 is this cute little sign. I actually made this for my granddaughter, Macy. And this is the minis sheet. It comes with the warm wishes, with the wreath, the jingle all the way with the bells, the little snowman that says be jolly, happy holidays, peace on earth. Look at that sled full of presents, calm and bright. Those are adorable. Noel, some candy pieces, joy to the world, and that cute little gingerbread man. That is what you get on this sheet of minis. That will also be linked down below if you would like to buy one. Where also I'm going to do a separate link for just this sheet, but then there'll be like a shopping link, and then there'll also be a link if you want to join my team. So I'm going to go in and fuzz my little, I'm also using 2 on this particular DIY. So I'm going to fuzz my transfers, and then October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I am a survivor. So I always want to make something every October to just recognize that and to thank the Lord for seeing me through that. Now, mine was nothing bigger, nothing major, but still, I am a survivor, and I'm very grateful to the Lord for pulling me through it. This says Jingle All the Way, and it has those really pretty bells, and I used those bells, if you'll remember, on on that little riser. So this time I'm going to use the little skates, and these little ice skates to me are just so stinking cute. So I'm going in with the peonies, and it's this pink color, and I love, love, love that color. It's so pretty. It's such a soft, pretty pink. And then I'm going to go with the shoestrings and the, what are they called, blades, and do white. And, looking back, I wish I would have done the shimmer silver for the blades. That would have been really cute too, but I didn't even think about it till just now. So anyway, I did that, and then I found these little chalkboard tags at the Dollar Tree, and there's, I want to say 6 of them in there. Another amazing bargain, and they work absolutely perfectly with Chalk Couture. You don't have to do anything to it. You just chalk on it. And I'm going to use the Happy Holidays again and do it in the pink and the white, or the bright white and the peonies. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. And then I thought, you know what? I want to paint my frame. I should have painted my frame probably first. It would have maybe been a little easier. I don't know. It wasn't hard at all to go back and paint it. So I took my white Waverly chalk paint, and I went in and I painted my frame. And once I painted my frame and got it all dolled up, I took that little sign and glued it to the bottom left. And then I just added a little, a twine shoestring bow. Nothing fancy, just a little wine shoestring bow, because the star of this show is the Christmas minis and the fact that it's representing Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's how super cute that turned out, how very, very easy it was to make. Now be sure you go down to my description box, click on the playlist link, and go see what everybody else has created for you with this minis transfer. You are going to be so amazed at all of the different variety of things that you can do with one transfer. So if you are new to Monter's Market, you've never been here before, and you're here from the playlist, my name is Brenda. I just want to welcome you. To all of my subscribers, thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching. God bless you. I'm going to hush now and let you see my final reveal. Have a good day.